And in fact, you know, while my assistant Philippa was up here, I got nothing done for that whole 5 minutes. So hopefully I'll never do that again. You know, when thinking about how I want to address a group of, you know, few hundred people that I have so much respect for and who I'm counting on for to take initiative the minute you leave from here and even while you're here, it occurred to me that, you know, well, some of you are just really getting on the on-ramp of feeling the momentum of success. And many of the others, certainly the people in these front rows and the reserve seats, are feeling the fruits of their success. And within that continuum, there's always this possibility of sort of getting sidetracked. The other night, leaving a dinner, a guy comes in and is like, wow, I wanted to meet you. He called me Mr. Daikeler, which was awkward. That's you, not me. My dad. But, so I'm just kiddo. You know, it's like, oh, I wanted to meet you. You know, you're such a success. And it's like, oh my God, you know, if this guy could see the ghosts of failure surrounding me, he would understand why I can't really. There's nothing about him calling me a success which resonates. I've had success. I've experienced some success, but you know, there was the. You know, in junior high, I played varsity basketball. We went 0 for 17. I played varsity baseball. We went 0 for 15. What a success! I started a business. I had some decent success in the infomercial business, then was sent over to Europe. To England to launch the first infomercial company over there, and absolutely hated the role. It was a very operational role, not very creative, and we got into back order on products, and telemarketing wasn't taking the calls the way they were supposed to, and while there were a couple of little germs of success in there, I just couldn't stand it. An absolute failure for me, and I moved back here. Started to run the media department for a company, for that same infomercial company, while that company was in a fast, just a rapid descent, and I couldn't turn around the media business fast enough to be able to overcome the drop in revenue. Terrible failure. I got recruited, or I started a business called Telemax International. I actually mentioned this story to the Success Starters on the call the other night, the first Success Starters call. Started Telemax International, didn't have a real strong why, didn't really understand what I wanted to get out of it, sort of felt entitled to success because of the 8 years that I already had in the infomercial business. Total failure. Then I went to NFL Films, started a sort of a shopping business selling NFL branded merchandise in syndicated, what they call syndicated programming, like NFL Films programming. Didn't get real good sales on TV, an absolute failure. That business got transferred to another infomercial company where I ended up getting reporting to the CEO and chairman of that business. Turned out that he was a total corrupt individual. He's now in prison. Terrible failure. Then I got involved with an entrepreneur who brought me in. That company was called Telemerica Media. That's where I did the I've told this story before, the instant flower garden, a roll of hay, you water it, and flowers come up. I gave a roll to my dad, he put it in his backyard, he's like, is it supposed to be weeds? You know, terrible failure. 8-minute ads did pretty good for me. That was a 2.5-year business, but the part of that I had, we just didn't get along. We had different visions for the business, so I cut that short. At the end of the day, based on what I had invested in, time and energy, it was a failure, but there were successes. In fact, in all these things that I'm describing, there were successes, but it was my mentality that was the ultimate success. Even in the 0-17 season and the 0-15 season, one day my dad would drive me back and forth. He would drive me back and forth to the games, and I think it was about we had lost 15 straight in basketball, and I was just like in the front seat, hanging my head, Felt terrible. And he goes, are you kidding? You try harder than anybody on that floor every time you go out. I love watching you play. That's why I come to every single game. Huge success for me in that failure. You will fail every week a little bit. You might have had good success already with this business and found some failure within it. And then you're going to have to get it back. You might be sitting here going, God, in leadership, I kind of feel like a fraud because I don't feel like I'm a leader right now. I haven't been leading. I got into management mode. And you're going to have to get it back. But you're going to have to, look at yourself through the same lens that I look at my career, that I look at, the fact that I haven't been able to get Body Beast to roll out. I haven't been very successful getting Turbo Kick, Turbo Fire to roll out nationally. Shalene Extreme, we couldn't get that show to roll out. Tai Cheng, we haven't been able to get that show to roll out. Slim and Six has struggled for the last 3 years. Power 90 finally ran its course. Even P90X isn't really running on the air right now. P90X2 didn't really roll out as an infomercial. But on the other hand, P90X, most famous brand in fitness right now, Insanity, enormous success, #1 infomercial for the last 3 years. We sell a $120 bag of powder that actually feeds people really well and is now selling 170,000 units of that product a month after everybody said there's no way that you can sell a meal replacement shake for $4 a serving. We did it. We have over 130,000 coaches now helping people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. Am I surrounded by failure? You're damn right I am. And am I more excited every day to achieve more failure because on top of that comes success, like being in a room full of you people? You damn right I am as well. That's what we do. That's what we do.